Welcome to the Empower Elle podcast. I'm your host, Vero, and I'm so excited to have you join me on this journey of empowerment and growth. This podcast is designed for ambitious, high-achieving women who are ready to break free from overwhelm and step into their power. Together, we'll explore practical strategies, share inspiring stories, and hear from experts who can help you navigate the challenges of balancing ambition and well-being. Whether you're looking to cultivate confidence, transform your mindset, enhance your leadership skills, or find harmony in your life, this is the place for you. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Empower Elle podcast. I'm so glad that you're here to learn about something that could shift the way that you lead and live. And today I am extra excited because we have a guest. And I'm gonna present her to you, and I'll be honest, I asked her to send me a bio, and when she sent it to me I was like, oh, it's quite long. But when I read through it, it is so good. So bear with us for a minute. I will read it all to you because it's too good to cut anything out of it. So our guest today is Joline Cloutier. So Joline is an entrepreneur and a mortgage broker of 17 years who's on a mission to make talking about your finances and mortgage feel approachable and judgment-free and honestly way less stressful. She's proudly bringing yoga pants and cozy sweaters into an industry that's traditionally been suit and tie. And she proves that you can be professional and real at the same time. So with a background in marketing, Joline always loved creativity, even though she somehow landed in one of the least creative industries out there, and we're definitely going to talk about that. Social media became her outlet, and it lets her blend education, honesty, and a bit of fun to make mortgages feel human again. So outside of work, Joline is constantly navigating the beautiful chaos of being a business owner, a mom of two, a wife, and a woman who's just trying to not lose herself in the mix. And aren't we all? She's open about what the moving target that is balance and what that really means. And she brings the same authenticity to everything she does. Joline shows up with heart, humor, and a real life perspective, making her the kind of mortgage expert and friend that people actually want to talk to. That was so worth it. Joline, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I knew it was long, and then I was like, here you go, you can do what you want with it. But no, it did land pretty, thank you.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, I'll read through it and I'll cut some parts out. And I was like, yeah, no, it's just too good. Like, and it's so true. So I thought it was worth the 2 minutes that it took to read through that.
Thank you. So, I'm so excited. I love being on podcasts. It's different so because you're asking me questions. Yeah. I'm usually on the other side.
I know. It's so fun. So I'm really excited for a conversation, and I'd say let's start with the basics maybe. So maybe tell us about how you got into the field of being a mortgage broker, how you landed there when you said that it's maybe the least creative field and you're someone who loves creativity, and maybe a little bit about what is a mortgage broker in case anyone doesn't really know.
Yes. Okay. So basically, so first of all, I kind of landed as became a mortgage broker by accident, or just, it wasn't in my plans. So I went to college, I in marketing, and then my husband was a mortgage broker. He had graduated the year before me. So So he had started his work placement there and was doing that. And so he became really busy and was like, hey, like, could you like maybe help, like, just, I don't know, take the, like, call the clients, take the information, and then I'll do the background work while I was like, once I was graduated, I had another job. So so basically I started doing that. It was like, for sure, because I love people, so
Yeah.
seeing him do it, I was like, I can do that for sure. Like, I would be so good at that. I just didn't know if that's kind of what I wanted to do because I love marketing, creativity, like that side of things, not doing the same thing like every day, like, so I kind of knew as soon as I like dipped my toe in it, like, okay, like, you're gonna have to decide, like, is this what you're
Yeah.
gonna want to do? Like, I could see it happening before it did. Like, eventually we got too busy, and then I was like, oh, like, I need to decide, like, do I,
Yeah.
I mean, go full time or,
Yeah.
and I remember thinking, like, if I do this, like, I think it's gonna be hard to go back to something else, right? Like, so anyway, it was 2009 is when I jumped in full time, which, like, I enjoyed it. Like, the first few years, like, it's fine, it's new, like, you're learning.
Yeah.
I feel like a few years in, maybe like 5 years in, I was kind of getting feeling like it's just, I was missing something, like missing something that was like really filling my cup. And I wasn't sure what was missing. I was like, I'm like doing well, like we're doing great. We have a business because like we incorporated our business like as agents.
Yeah.
So we were like doing that stuff. So, but I just felt like I'm not like feeling super fulfilled with it. Like sometimes I would get glimpse of it. I'm like, what am I missing? What am I like looking for? Like, do I want to do this forever? Like,
Yeah.
and then I feel like when I started, maybe like in like 2019, so I had like a bit of like a in between where I was like, oh, I feel like I would go talk in schools, like talk to young people about money. Like I was kind of looking for like, what can I do to help people and to
Yeah.
that's different, right? Like
Yeah.
outside of what I do in my day to day, what can I help people with? Like, how can I make this not just transactional?
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's the same but different, like every day, like every application, it's the same kind of thing, but there's always something different about like a file, but it's just very much like there's no creativity at all. You can't, I mean,
Yeah.
you can, like, obviously I use my ideas and like put things together. It's like kind of putting puzzle pieces together. So sometimes it's like fun to do that, but it is also a lot of pressure because you feel like people trust you with their whole like.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't make it work, it feels like it's hard
It's a
sometimes.
big purchase. Like you want.
Yeah, like you want to
Yeah.
make it work. So, but yeah, so I did that, like talk to schools, like high schools or even like middle schools, just like about money, like credit card, like credit, like
Yeah.
mortgages a little bit, but mostly like credit stuff or just life stuff. So I feel like when I started doing social media, like 2019 maybe, I kind of started doing like more of it, like committing to it. That really lighted me up because I was like, oh, finally I can use my creativity.
Yeah.
And like if I have an idea about something, I can just do it. Like no one, do you know what I mean? Like tells me what I need to do here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that has been a big part of like what I love about my job is actually
Yeah.
like being more connected with people outside of just my day to day, like one call at a time, like
Yeah.
emails and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
but I do feel like for a long time, there's been a shift in like maybe 2020, I think, really helped, where people don't care anymore. Like if you wear you know what I mean? Like if you're not in a suit and tie, like professional in quotes, I feel like there's been a huge shift there because people are working from home and like kids are crying in the background. Like it became
Yeah.
like okay
It
to
became
be
normal.
chaotic and
Yes.
normal and real. So it normalized that, which I was super
Mm-hmm.
happy about because I
Mm-hmm.
was seeing more and more people in my industry doing that as well.
Yeah.
So I really like saw more like the realness
Mm-hmm.
behind the people because they kind of started showing it more.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like, if I want to wear sweatshirts every day and like gym clothes, like people don't
Yeah.
care. Like
No.
my business has not dropped because I started
No.
like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
um, like if not increased. Like I feel like people can just find you better in the
Yes.
crowd, like
Yeah.
your people, like
Yeah.
people I want to deal with.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if someone's like, oh my gosh, he doesn't wear, do you know what I mean, professional clothes in
Mm-hmm.
quotes, I don't want to deal with her. Well, like good, because there are other people that, do you know what I mean,
Yeah.
are probably better fit for you. So like
Yeah.
I'm all good, all good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that's like
Yeah,
a little bit about.
there's a couple things I want to touch on, and I agree that I think 2020 really shifted that. Like I saw it even for me in the corporate world before 2020 when we were in the office every day. Like it was, we were in dress clothes every day in the office, and then once we all started working from home, um, like and we all had our cameras on at first, and you really got a glimpse into people's homes, and obviously
Right.
people weren't dressed in suit and tie sitting at their home office, so it felt more personal. Even though we weren't with people, it like felt like you kind of got to know people better because like you saw their home a little bit and you saw them in like casual clothes, and like you said, children running around or the dogs barking or whatever it was, and it was all normal and it was all fine. And once we've gotten back to the office, I've seen people dress more casually after
Right.
the pandemic. So I'd like you to touch a little bit more on that. Like, is that who you've always been, or when you started off as a mortgage broker, did you try to fit in with the suit and tie? And I know
I
it's
mean,
a male dominated industry. Like, talk to us about that. Were you always this way?
okay.
Was you shift at some point?
So I feel like I had like work clothes, obviously.
Yes.
I don't think I was like, I didn't, obviously I didn't have kids yet too, so I was more like wanting to be that person,
Yeah.
getting out of college. So you're more like, this is what it should look like. So I kind
Yes.
of enjoyed it actually, like dressing up back then. I mean, I wasn't obviously like wearing like suits like, or whatever, but like work clothes, right? So I've
Yeah.
always been like tad casual, but like still work clothes, like appropriate. I never felt like I was trying to stand out at all.
Okay.
But also, okay, so I'll touch on that actually. So the brokerage that I was with for 17 years, I recently switched this year. But it was like a work family, and like the owner was like a big mentor in my life. It was all kind of with our friends. Like we were really, we kind of grew in, like we all kind of grew up together a little bit, like work family.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a lot of strong male energy. So I was with like kind of the opposite, like workflow wise. Like I'm more of
Yes.
a like, oh, it's fine, like whatever, or do like I don't know. But they were very like people that were structured and like
Yeah.
more like male energy. So it
Yeah.
was very dominated, like male energy in the office. So I was really trying to figure out, always pushing myself to like work like my husband does, because he's super like bam, 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 and gets things done. And like, um, it worked for him, and he was so good at it, and like the
Yeah.
others too, and they were all kind of the same. So I was really trying to be that person, to be efficient and work like them. And he would try to, coming from a good place, be like, hey, you should try this, like just do this, like do what I do. And I'm like, I'm trying, like okay.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
would try, but I just felt like I just kept being so drained like all the time. Like I'm just not, I was like, why can't I do the 4 things on my list today? You know what I mean? Like sometimes I
Yeah.
would just feel like I'm failing.
Yeah.
Um, And so I wasn't trying to be different or do something. I was really trying to do what they were doing, and like, because
Yeah.
they were really good at it. So,
Yeah.
but I knew that I knew my personality is different, and that people are attracted to me for different reasons to want to work with me. Some people like the hand holding and like just needs to be heard, and like, so I knew that about me, that I can
Yeah.
really connect with people, and like that's probably like my superpower, and I'm really positive, and just like I can tell you the bad news but still hype you up about it and be like, look, it's
Yes.
not gonna work right now. Like, this is why it's shitty, but if you do this, like, eventually it's gonna work. Like, don't, do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
like hyping up my clients, like, look, if you're doing the right things, eventually it's gonna work. Like, don't be discouraged and like go, do you know what I mean? So I would really like just want to hold them close and be like,
Yeah.
look, like, you're doing all the right things, just keep going, it's gonna happen. And like, clients would come back like a year or two or whatever, and like if they would keep in touch and do the things that I say what they
Yes.
should do, they would eventually buy houses. You know what I mean? So like I know I have that part, right? So eventually I think when I discovered the book Do Less, where I read that book, I think I was pregnant with my second. So like it was pretty
Right.
far into the whole my whole career. So like 2019. And she was like, your energy, like female energy is different. It's like a whole different thing. A certain week you're just more creative. Another week you're
Yeah.
very much like, okay, I'm gonna finish my to-do list and get everything done. The other week you just kind of want to cocoon, but like you're more internal, and like, so reading that, I was like,
Oh,
oh my gosh, life changing for me,
yes.
because finally I felt understood, and understood
Yeah.
why certain weeks I'm like, why can I not complete what I need to do? And I'm trying so hard. My brain
Yeah.
cannot, like, just can't get to, I don't know. There was just a block, like, so, and it would happen every month, right? Like, without
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I? And then you get productive one week and you're like, oh, okay, it was just a slump, whatever. But then it
Uh-huh.
would come back and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, why?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was a huge shift for me. And I think that's when I was like, oh, okay, I can't, it's not good for me to try to do it like them,
No.
because it's not how I'm supposed to work. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the energy flow is not the same. Like, men, 24 hours is the same kind of
Yeah.
energy flow throughout the day. 24 hours, every day is the same.
Yep.
Women, it's like for a
I
month
know.
it's different, and it's just a whole thing. So once I understood that, I just felt like I could give myself permission and be okay with, like, okay, this week, it is what it is. It's that week. And I didn't go like super deep into it. Like, I did track like somewhat for like months, for fun. Like, oh, today, like, or when do I have headaches or whatever. Like, just, I would
Yes.
write my energy levels just to kind of see
Yeah.
what my pattern was. I haven't for a while, a long time now. I probably should. Sometimes I'm like, I should like track again, because it's just eye opening. But yeah, so I think that was like kind of my journey in like being in that world and realizing like, no, you can be yourself. It's fine. And like, just like, yeah, be okay with how I have to work and structure
Yeah.
my days and weeks, or get help for when, do you know what I mean? Like, hiring people to help with certain
Yeah.
things that like really drain my energy or that I'm not good at. So I
Yeah.
think it's been a whole learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really is life changing when you hear that, because and you don't even need to like know everything about it. At least it, like you said, it like takes that pressure off, because there's weeks where you're like, I can conquer the world. And then the next day you show up and you're like you said, like there's 4 easy things on my to-do list and I just can't get it done. Um,
No.
and then you're like, you think you're the problem, right? You're like, what is
Yeah.
wrong with me? And so at least finding that out, like even if you're not like tracking really well and super planning around it, at least it just like gets rid of that guilt of like, oh, okay, it's actually normal. It's just my cycle. Like it's gonna come back. I am not broken. So
Yeah,
just that makes
100%.
a really big difference.
And also when you said that, I thought about sometimes when I'm like in my peak, energy peak,
Hmm.
I'm like, for sure I'll do that. And then I book all these things and I like really promise things to people. And then when I come back as my later self, that is
When it's
no
time to
longer
do
feeling
it,
that way. That's when I need to do the things. I'm like, shit, like, why
yeah,
did I
yeah,
do that again? And like I
yeah.
overbook myself or whatever, like my days
Hmm.
at work, I'm like, why? Why did I
Hmm.
do this?
You'd
But
think we
anyways,
learn, but
I
we just
know
keep
it's
doing that. I'm the
so
same
funny.
way. I'm the same way. And I'm such an introvert, so when I book things and then they finally come up, I'm like, oh, what did I
I
do
know.
now?
I had that conversation with someone this week. One of my friends I saw at the arena because we're all like just chasing our kids like activities.
Yep.
And so so she had like an event, hosting an event, like a fun event, like a ladies thing, whatever.
Yeah.
In October, and I had seen her before. She's like, "Are you coming?" And I'm like, I'll see, because every year I feel like, because I'm an introvert, but also I think uh, during the fall season, I
Yes.
love fall. I like the coziness. I like
Yeah.
when it kind of slows down.
Yeah.
I don't mind when it's dark. I mean, it's pretty dark early, but I mean, I don't really mind it that much because I feel like
Hmm.
summer is the opposite. And it's such long days, and I always get really tired in the summer or kind of feel
Yeah.
like I'm just trying to keep up. So I
Yeah.
always love fall. But I realized, and I told her the other day because I saw her after event that I didn't go to, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I wanted to. Like, my brain was like, you should go. Like, it's going to be so much fun.
Hmm.
But I'm like, I just didn't feel like committing or
Yeah.
having like just like I just don't feel like it. And it's
Yeah.
been a few years that if I push myself, then I'm like, oh, like why did I like commit to it?
Yeah.
So I'm like learning that. I'm like, if I don't really feel it like a hell yeah,
Yeah.
like oh my gosh, yes, I want to 100%. And usually it's like my brain says yes, like I'd want to go and support or whatever, but it's and enjoy. But I'm like, I really don't feel like it. So
Yeah.
I've really started like listening to that and being okay with it and not over promising or being like for sure or pushing myself to do it.
Yes.
Like it's kind of funny because it's like in between, like sometimes you're like, oh well, you have to push yourself to, which is something we've
Yeah.
been told. But
Yeah.
I'm like, but I just, it's not something that I want to do. Do you know what I mean? It's not because I'm not pushing myself. It's just like, like I was just listening to how I feel and like whatever. So yeah, I've been feeling like that because there've been a lot of events that I'm like, if it would have been like a different time, I feel like I would have been like, hell yeah, I want to
Yeah.
go. But for some reason in fall, I'm just like, no, I just want to go home and like do my little things and not commit, not go anywhere really other than like
Yeah.
what I have in my schedule. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
so I don't know. I've realized
I've
that about
always
myself.
I've always found that balance difficult too, like between pushing yourself and listening to yourself, right? It's like, because it's like, when should I listen to myself for something that I actually don't want to do? Or when am I just telling myself excuses that I should push through? I don't know. I don't have the answer. Like honestly, it's something that I go back and forth on and that I've struggled with. I think the more you practice listening to yourself, the clearer it gets. But it's not always clear. Like it's not a perfect science.
No. I know, and that too, yeah, I'm like, am I just making excuses? Or
Yeah.
it's always like, I always like analyze it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
not that I want to overanalyze things, but that I'm like, like, is it because it's something I don't want to, sometimes you need to do that hard thing.
Yes.
But it's like, but no, it's more like, I just don't feel like, I feel
Yeah.
very inspired internally, so I don't want to go look
Yeah.
for outside things because I don't
Yeah.
feel the need. I don't feel like I
Yeah.
need it right now. And so I've really noticed that for
Yeah.
me, like the last few years where I'm like, if I do go, it I just feel kind of overwhelmed or I'm like, oh,
Yes.
actually I would have just liked to stay home or whatever, not come.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. One thing that I would like to touch on, the last time we talked, you mentioned that your career went from unfulfilling to fulfilling. And you didn't get a new job, you didn't blow your life up and do this big life change. So I'm curious what changed for you without changing your career that all of a sudden make it fulfilling.
Oh, I love that question. So yeah, so like I said last time, when you were on my podcast, which is coming out soon, I promise. So, yeah, that this year I switched brokerage, which is doing the exact same job. I'm doing the exact same job. It's just I feel like my vision for what I want for my business and my life was more aligned like somewhere else. So, and the people that think the same way, like I said about like how the mentality at the other place that I was, it's not bad, it's just it's not like aligned with who I really am. And I feel like I outgrew it as well, so it was time, it was like overdue. And also I feel like I making a decision for myself and like only for myself was very much which it was also like the situation where I had to make a choice, like, so it wasn't like something came up where I had to be like, do I hop on this boat or do I leave? Like it was very much like, hey, do you want to, because if so, like here's the contract kind of thing. So that really made me realize, like I was like, no, like this isn't what I want. So sometimes I need to get pushed to make decisions as well, like it needs to be more dramatic. So it wasn't even, which is funny, it wasn't even from me being like, okay, I'm switching. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, like if I don't go here, what do I need to do? Like I need to decide where I go from here. So but I think that kind of empowered me into like, hey, you have choices, you don't have to follow what everyone else is doing or whatever, what you think you should be doing, like so anyway, so I feel like, which is funny when you think about it, that I'm doing the exact same job. I still have the same like office, like my office where I was before, but everything feels different. So I just feel like more calm in my body, because it's like, okay, like you chose this, the people surrounding you, I just feel like it's a different energy and what they talk about, and the structure is very different, because I went from like more of a like a brick and mortar, like where they like want you to get clients in or whatever. We don't meet clients, like we already weren't, we were doing like phone calls, e-signs, all of that. But there was always that talk of like, well, like your clients might want to come in, like we would want them to come in, and it's like, okay, but like anyway, so this way, this new brokerage, they're more hybrid where you don't need an office, people can work from home, and it's very much more like, no, like we are virtual, like on everything, and I just feel like the support is different in different ways, but the ways that I really care about, like, is actually where they like shine. So, I mean, they shine on every part, like I'm super happy, but I feel like just, I don't know, making that switch in the people surrounding me, just that, and feeling very much supported in that has made the biggest difference. So just like your surrounding and like, I don't know, and also my team, because we switched as a team, we're three, like in my little like work family here, and so they've been so amazing too. So I feel like we all had to level up when we switched, because it was quickly and it was wasn't planned, and so I saw them really like, they were doing things that I hadn't even like thought of. Do you know what I mean? They were like, we're on it, we already did this, we did that. They already had the list. Like we all, as a team, proactively just did everything we needed really quickly. It felt really messy for a little bit, because we were just kind of like, oh, like what do we do first? But I feel like we really shined as like people, but as a team. without a lot of direction, because we were all just like, okay, like hope for the best, like, okay, I'm doing this, but like they were already doing stuff. So like that also really enforced how much the team means to me, and how much we're like really a great team. Like we're just the best. I think so. So I was really proud of them. And so yeah, so I think all of that kind of also with Patrick and I, my husband, we were both brokers at the other place together. So I feel like there was always like, he went into like his apartment things in 2021 when we hired our assistant Chatel. So he was too busy, so he went to do what he had to do with the apartments. And then we kind of took like the files that were left on his desk, and we were like, go do your thing, whatever, you can come back whenever. But he didn't want, like eventually he's like, I don't really like want to come back. And he loves what he's doing now, like renovating his apartments and buildings or whatever, and just construction stuff. So I felt like there was always that attachment because he was the leader in the other place. I would let him lead because like I'm happy with whatever, right? I'm not, I can be a leader, but if someone's more wanting to be, like I'll let you lead for sure. So I felt like that was a big transition for me as well, like even before a switch, because he was still always like in the background about the business, because I was now running it, and I'm different in the way I like to run things. So I think that also, like there was friction there as well, like throughout the years we were trying to like figure that out, like so it was like home but business, but like it was a whole, like everything was intertwined. So that was like definitely a challenge like that we had. So I feel like having switched kind of put like the line where like, okay, this is now like my new thing, and like this is the past for you, and just like all of that, I feel like it really put like a line in the sand. It was also like everything was coming from my decisions as well, like he was being supportive and like being like, yeah, whatever, like you need to decide what you want to do. But I feel like that really helped, having to make those decisions. I think it was just a big, like an overdue thing in my life that was just like, felt like there's too many cooks in the kitchen or whatever. And then it became more clear on like everyone's kind of lane and like path. So yeah, I would say like, I guess all of those things.
Yeah, it's so important that the people that you surround yourself with, but the people that you work with, because you spend so much time with them. I've always said too, I'm like, I can go be an accountant anywhere and it's going to be pretty much the same thing, but it's really the people. It's so important. I did want to touch on working with your husband. So I know you guys don't work really closely together anymore, but you have for a long time. And I'm curious, like, how has that gone? Has that impacted your relationships in any way? Like, I know I came to a point where I could have gone that route. So my husband bought the business that he now owns, I think like 2 years ago now, and was building his own team. And obviously I could have gone and been his CFO. And we were both like, hell no. We want to stay married, so we're not gonna work together. So I'm curious from you, from someone who has done it for a long time, like how did you feel in that? Like, does it impact home life too? And I don't know, just talk to me about all of that.
Good question. Okay, so when we were brokers, we were both brokers in the same office. We weren't working like actually together on files. So we were just two brokers in the same office. We each had our offices, like with a door. So technically we would take our own car, like, because we had different schedules. So we wouldn't mix our really like day to day, like we'd see each other here and there, but like it wasn't, it
was like you're in the same building.
Yeah, I was just working in the same like building kind of thing. So obviously it was nice because we could talk about things. We all like, just at night if we wanted to vent about something or just discuss things about work, it's not like, oh, you're always talking about work, right? Because like
Yeah.
we're both like
It's the same
like
work.
what we're
Yeah.
so we're like, oh yeah, we can like, it wasn't causing any like friction, you know what I mean, if we want to
Yeah.
talk about it. So that was like super fine. I feel like one of the things when I had my first child, so when we had our son in 2015, that was kind of the first time that it created some where we weren't on the same page. So I thought I could work from home with the baby. The first one, you always think you can,
Yeah.
they're gonna sleep and you can just whatever, write emails and do deals and be at home, right? So
Yeah.
that was, so we didn't make any plans. We didn't talk about anything about like how are we gonna, now it's more out there, like, hey, you guys should talk about how you're gonna support each other, what you might need, like check in with each other, the workload, like all of that. So there, people weren't, it wasn't really, I hadn't even like really heard about anything about that.
Yeah.
So maybe I didn't read enough baby books, but anyways, so that was the first time that I felt his life did not change. He
Nope.
kept going to work. Like he literally, like we had the baby, went home a few days later. It was a long weekend, so he was like actually at the hospital because it wasn't like work days. But like when he went back like a few days later, and I'm like, I got this because I wanted to be that. I thought I could, like, first of all, just do it all and be okay. I didn't prepare myself for how I was going to feel after. So, like, mentally, physically, like, all of the things. You're just like, what the hell? Like, your whole life changes, your body, you're trying to, like, recuperate from, like, a bad delivery, and you're just, like, it's just, I thought it was like the labor and stuff that was going to be really intense, like, oh, like, because you hear all about that.
Yes.
But no one ever talked about like postpartum and like after, like the aftermath, and which takes like years. So I feel like that's kind of, and then he was busy at work, and I felt like I couldn't help like I wanted to. Because he was doing my files, or I was trying to still do mine kind of thing. So I feel like that, I felt like I couldn't really tell him how much I was like struggling at home, because to someone like someone that goes to work all day and they're like, well, you're home, like good for you, like must be fun and easy or whatever, like you got the easy part, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't really be like, hey, like, can you, like, because I was home all day, right? So, but, yeah, that was the first time I feel like it really, something was like, okay, there's a big change. We need to figure this out. So that was the first time it really, like, came up where, like, the work home life became more of a, like, challenge because we just didn't feel on the same page. So like that, and then also and like we figured it out, but I was kind of looking forward to go back to work. Like I didn't like being at home. I was feeling very much like stir crazy, but also exhausted. So I felt like I could like relax more at like working, like someone take care of my child, like oh my gosh. And not that like I couldn't, it's just it wasn't fulfilling me at all. Like it was like the schedule, like you're just like, oh my, like you have to just keep up, like you have to keep him alive. I mean, it's just like feed, like change the diaper, like that. It's just like a never ending thing. And then you're like, your milk isn't coming and he's not eating enough. And then you have to pump after you feed him. It's just like a never ending thing. And then you're like exhausted, like you've never been that exhausted in your life. So it's hard to explain to someone that doesn't get it, right? That doesn't feel it, that's not going through it actually. So then when I went back to work, then it was like, oof, okay, and then figuring out our new routine, that's fine. The next time that I felt was a challenge is like 2021 when there was the Chatel came in, our assistant. There was a lot of changes. Like Patrick was really the machine. Like he is a machine. Like he was pumping mortgages like no one's business. Everyone loved him too. So he had like a big clientele.
Yeah.
So I feel like when he kind of left and I was like taking all the clients, we were doing them like, you know what I mean, for our team or whatever. Taking care of like all of his clients, like he would be more like, okay, well, that's like my really good client, like you better like, did you call it, like he would like really hover around things because he like it was like really his baby. Yeah, he cared. Like so it was like I got it, but like it felt like just leave it with me, like it's fine. And I get why he was doing it, but then we'd sometimes drop the ball because I wasn't used to being so busy like I was, but not like that, like not. And that's the time it was the busiest, 2021 to like 23 probably. I mean, we've always been busy, but we were two brokers, right? So so I feel like that whole transition became like a lot mentally, and that with the apartments too, because the apartments he owns them with his father, so then that became big as well. They bought a bunch of other ones. So that I feel like has been more of a challenge for us because there's always something coming at home from not even that much mortgages. Like there used to be a little bit, but it's more like apartment stuff, I feel like. And then I try to help him, but like we don't work the same way. So it's like that's kind of more of the challenge that we've had the last few years is just like basically too many things to take care of and not enough like people to do it. So I feel like that's been a challenge for sure. And like I'm like, can you not tell me, like the last few months, like it was like, look, like it's either like I can't hear all the problems like when I wake up, like you can't just dump things or ask me to do all these things, like I can't be everyone's assistant, right? So I feel like I kind of was. So I'm really working on being more clear and being like, look, like we're gonna find more help to do these things because I cannot keep up. Like I can't drain my, and this isn't like actually things that I should be doing. Do you know what I mean? So so that's kind of our side of things business wise. But like we love like the business side of things. So like strategizing or like just, I don't know, going to see our financial planner and like getting like working on the business, like that really lights us up. I feel like it's more the day-to-day like things that like everyone's after you for something or asking, you know what I mean, needs something, and it's like obviously we need to hire more like the support so that we're not that person to them, but
so that you can stick to
we're kind of we're like in that transition of like, okay, like we need to build up the support so that we can take ourselves a little bit more outside of all of the day-to-day stuff. So that's a long answer to your question.
I love it, and I have loved our conversation. I have one last question for you. What is your superpower?
Oh my gosh, what's my superpower? I feel like being relatable, like connecting with people. I'm just like, I just like to, well, I think making stories with like nothing. Like you can story tell. Do you know what I mean? Like I like telling stories with like with my social media or just putting things together and like making it make sense, like something super random and be like, oh, like this is such a metaphor for this. Like I don't know, I just can connect like the dots for like empathizing with people or understanding them, like what they're going through and stuff. I would say that, all of that.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I'm sure our listeners have learned a lot and have taken some great nuggets of information and inspiration for them. If anyone wants to connect with you online, I know that you love social media, so what's the best place to find you?
So Instagram is just under my name, Joline Cloutier, and so I post a lot on Instagram, like stories. But then my Facebook page also, I guess it gets put on there. But yeah, it's all under my name, Joline Cloutier, and then we also have our business page, Facebook page, and it's BRX Mortgages, Joline Cloutier. So you can follow us anywhere.
Amazing. Well, everyone, go follow Joline. Thank you so much once again for being here. And I want to remind our listeners to keep choosing yourself, your vision, and your values. That is the real power. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Empower Elle podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you and gave you practical insights to help you navigate your journey as an ambitious, high-achieving woman. Remember, every step you take towards building your confidence and embracing your full potential is a step closer to creating the life you truly desire. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform. Your support helps us reach more women who are ready to step into their power and live their best lives. Don't forget to join our community on social media for more resources, tips, and inspiration. Until next time, lead with power and live with wellness. You are unstoppable.